Shabbat Shalom. Remember, I promised you short. You were great with the discussions earlier today. So I didn't really know until maybe a year or so ago, looking at sort of what was a buzz on the new parenting websites and things, the discussion around saying please and thank you, or more importantly, sort of demanding please and thank you from your kids. So just take a moment, you don't have to raise your hand, but did you raise your children or are you a child being raised where like, if your kid asks for something and they say, what do you say first, right? What's the magic word, right? Now, okay, that's how I grew up too. I'm from Wisconsin. We're all about manners. But the concern, apparently, is that you're sort of making please and thank you almost the currency with which one purchases. I'm seeing nods. Okay, people have heard. With one purchases food, right? You can't, it's not that I'm going to feed you because I'm your Abba and I want to, it's that you've said, please, you've bought the food from me with the please, therefore here's your food. You have to pay for it with the thank you as well. Now, we can talk parenting strategies over Kiddush, but this debate is actually echoed in the Torah reading for today. Because one of the lines that we read is V'achalta v'savata uverachta, right? This sounds familiar. Again, a lot of liturgy in this week's parsha. What's that from? Birkat Hamazon. All right, excellent. So it says, I'll translate right. When you've eaten v'savata and you are full in some way, uverachta et Adonai Elokecha, right? And you will bless the Lord your God. So we learn from this a mitzvah that if you've eaten food and are full, and okay, what does that mean? Full or not full? Is that how much kazayit or how much? Okay, that's for the Gemara to talk about. But when you've eaten food, one must, says the Torah, bless God, which we take to mean the blessings. The rabbis go so far as to say that anyone who eats food in this world without saying a bracha, it is as if they have committed an act of theft from God. It is like me'ilah, it's the stealing of sanctified stuff. If you eat food in this world without saying a bracha first of all, lots of us have things to add to our Yom Kippur roster of things to say we're sorry for. But the question is, why? Why is this so strict? I don't have to tell you. Stealing from God, pretty high up there on the penalty scale. This is not a misdemeanor slap on the wrist. This is a big deal. To eat food without saying a bracha is that big of a deal. The rabbis want us to take it so importantly. So why? A little time. Any thoughts? Why is this the thing that the rabbis are putting some of the full weight of their legal system behind to say that you have to, to say that you have to say a blessing before you eat? Otherwise, it is as if you've stolen from God. We'll take a couple and then we'll go, thank God, and eat some food. We'll do the Judaism in action. But yes, please. Okay, so it is enforced mindfulness. It makes us stop before I eat the pizza and bless the pizza. I take a minute and it makes me think about what I'm doing. I love it. I love it. Okay, yes? Okay, let's hold on to that thought for, yep. No, say more, please, please. Right, the motzi does not, the lechem does not, in fact, motzi min haaretz, right? Bread does not just come out of the ground. There's a lot of things that went into making it and getting it to us and getting it to the giant and helping us get it from the giant and afford the money, right? And so we are thinking about all of those things. So there's something about acknowledging our place in this food that we did or did not fully sort of earn. 1, 2, 3, and then we'll keep going because I promise. Yes, please. A comment on Jewish stomachs, that it means you're going to say a lot. By the way, the rabbis say, how many brachas a day? 100 brachas a day. And so you got to eat some food to get to that. And for us, it's often. I like that. Very nice. Yes. Excellent. Right, we have a real pedagogue here with us, right? Exactly, it's concrete gratitude. You say thank you, then you eat the cookie. That makes you love God, right? That makes you feel the gratitude for it. Now we could argue then, like, do you say a bracha over Brussels sprouts or not? Or what does that mean? Is that the same as gratitude? Just kidding, they're delicious. But great, no, so it is concrete gratitude in the moment. I love it. And last one, I saw Sandy, yeah, oh, two more. You can go through life avoiding almost every other mitzvah, right? Even Shabbos, with a fast enough plane going in the right direction, you could avoid Shabbat. And so this is something that no one can avoid. Everyone has to eat. And so they're going to have to do this mitzvah. That's why it's so important. Interesting. I like it, Sandy. Yes, last one. Uh-huh. Right. So I love it, right? So everyone is, by the way, saying something in the realm of gratitude, mindfulness. This is enforced gratitude. I, in fact, parenting Reddit boards aside, love the idea that the currency with which we purchase material good in this world is gratitude. That is how God has set up this system. That the way we all have things in our lives that we did not earn, that we don't deserve, that we, right? All of us. And so the only thing we have is to be grateful for that fact, because there is no getting around the fact that we are communal animals that live in a society where we help one another in some way. And so we should be grateful. And the gratitude that God is asking us to have here, both for the gratitude up above, but I would argue also gratitude around us, is important, not just because it makes us more self-actualized and grateful and wonderful human beings, but it does something for the rest of the world as well. And I'm going to finish with a story from the Maggid of Dubno, a Hasidic Rabbi known for his stories on the Parsha. So he tells a story from the Talmud about this line, about V'achalta v'savata v'rachta, and he says, what is this like? It's like someone who goes to a store and doesn't have any money on them, so they buy something with the kupa. So this store would have, this is the take a penny, leave a penny, right? There's like the communal kupa, or you buy it on credit would be another way to say it. You go to the store, I don't have enough. The storekeeper says, that's fine, Moish, you'll get it next time. And you go, you take home whatever you've bought, says the Maggid, and later that week, you find your checkbook, you go back to the store and you pay for it. This, he says, is a double mitzvah. It's a double mitzvah because, first of all, it means you've paid for the stuff. So now you haven't stolen it from the shopkeep, and that's good. But the second mitzvah that someone has done is that by paying back the store owner, they are more likely to do what? Lend the next time. Exactly right. If you didn't, if you said, hey, thanks for the bread, walked away and were like, take that, wah, you're not getting that money back. See, I'm learning from Philadelphia. Then they're going to shut down the kupa. They're not going to give to the next person because they're not getting it back before. So by paying back that which you've been sort of granted and given, you're encouraging the store to lend again. So too, says the Maggid of Dubno, is exactly what's happening when we thank God for the food that we've been given. God might think that we're all just a bunch of ingrates and might start to, over time, stop giving us all of the wonderful things that God has. But by us continuing to show our gratitude to Hashem, and I would argue by us showing gratitude to others, we are encouraging God to continue to be generous. And by being grateful to the people around us, we encourage them to continue to be generous. And so that is the currency with which we buy a system in which we don't all have to grow our own food for our own, do everything all of our own, is the gratitude that we show to others. So may we have a grateful day this Shabbat. We're going to conclude with Musaf, and then we're going to go out and show our gratitude in the Kiddush. And throughout this week, endeavor to be a little more grateful to the people around us so that we can create a more generous society. Shabbat Shalom.